I'm Jaguar.
I'm Pete.
And we just finished recapping Ground Zero's event last night, Mama Said Knock You Out. But the reason we came here today is that Pete, the Encyclopedia, Pete Trerice, is going to show me Orange Cassidy in action. Orange Cassidy is a mixed topic for me. I have some love, some hate. I was a little confused, but as I said on the last video, bar wrestling made me a believer. So now I'm going to watch Orange Cassidy at Pete's recommendation and give you some feedback on what I think and how I feel about it. And of course, Pete, hopefully you can make me a fan.
I hope so too. So what I'm going to do, Jag, is we're going to go show everybody the GCW To Live and Die in LA. It was March of this year.
Okay.
It was at a place called Burning Wood Studios here in LA.
Nice.
I'll be interested to get your feedback on the venue and some of these other things as we get started. So right. Without delay.
Now hold on. Before we get into the video, some of you, Old Town, diehard, super cool people, know that when we first met, this guy was wearing an Orange Cassidy t-shirt. So before, if there's anybody out there that's like me and Uncle Jimmy Cornette, can you tell us why you love Orange Cassidy so much and
Absolutely.
what's so exciting and attractive about him before we watch this match?
Sure. So it takes a lot of technical skill to be a comedy wrestler.
Okay, I can believe that.
To be a comedy wrestler and pull it off at the level that like Orange Cassidy, Joey Ryan, some of these other guys are, it's a masters.
Yeah.
They have to be a master at it. And I think that's where I love this so much is what seems to be a laissez-faire approach to his offense is actually a tactic to use. And again, that's where that comedy wrestling comes in.
Okay, it's a tactic. All right, so then the soft kicks, the soft, chops.
Absolutely.
Okay, I've heard about some orange juice being orange juicy like spinach to Popeye. So
absolutely.
I guess we got to see what's going to happen. So here we go. GCW To Live and Die in LA, March of 2019. The Encyclopedia Pete Trerice is going to try to make me, Jaguar Chris Dickens, a fan. All right, we're just a few minutes into this thing, and so far I can't stop smiling because we got a couple things that I've seen in person at bar wrestling that I used to hate, but I appreciate. So I went from hate to appreciate. What I'm talking about, number one, Joey Ryan comes to the ring, and he has a blow pop to give away, and he gives it away to a very familiar face. He gives it away to a certain person who is like an encyclopedia. He gave it away to Pete Trerice. If you've never seen this video, it's worth watching it just to see Pete get the blow pop. It was entertaining as hell. But then Joey gets in the ring, and he does what he does best. He oils himself up, and he's ready for the match. And they go into, well, it's not a tie-up. It's a touch-it standoff, right? I can't believe I just said that.
Well, it's par for the course. It's a Joey Ryan match. First thing he's going to do, he's going to give away the blow pop. Next thing he's going to do, he's going to stop and he's going to ask him, will you touch it?
Yeah. I mean, he oils up in between, I guess, because you got to be oiled up to touch it. But then he says, you got to touch it. He doesn't touch it. And so then we have Orange Cassidy, who, of course, comes out with his shades on, and he's got his hands in his pockets. And you said this is pretty much when he perfected the hands in the pocket thing. Tell me why the hands in the pocket thing works.
I think it's because it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Good
It breaks
answer.
all of the conventional rules of wrestling, but when you add that level of this is comedy wrestling, this makes so much sense. His counter is exactly what you would think it should be. My hand goes
right back in the pocket. And the cool part was, Joey, of course, is going to pry the hand out of the pocket and try to, get some offense going. And what does Orange Cassidy do? He takes a bump, then he comes back, and he actually reverses it, and then he takes it up, but he rolls as smooth as freaking, butter. And it's funny, and it's not high impact. Like, I'm from the old school where it was like supposed to be.
Collar elbow tie up, and then someone gets power, or they shoot him off into the ropes, and it's drop down drop down tackle, leapfrog.
Yes, and it's fast.
Absolutely.
And it's, like, I'm talking Ricky Steamboat wrestling. I'm talking Macho Man wrestling. I'm talking, old school.
Flair Steamboat 89.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm just like, yo, but this is the polar opposite of that. And contrary to what I thought I would feel or how I thought I would feel, I'm into it. So far, so good. I'm a fan so far. Now, of course, it does help that I saw this in person. But when I went in person, I had this stink face on. I was like, here comes this craptastic match, right? I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy it. And then as they started to tell the story, I got sucked in. And just right now, I'm getting sucked in. And I can't wait to see what happens next. So I had to stop to show love to the Encyclopedia. First for the blow pop. Secondly, for the Orange Cassidy love. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Excellent.
Oh, the intensity. I can't believe I'm watching this, okay? Watching Orange Cassidy squirm between Joey's legs in the leapfrog was freaking ridiculous. However, after he goes and hits him with the hands in his pocket drop kick, You can't help but laugh. Like, against my better judgment, I'm enjoying the crap out of this. And again, I'm not a hater. I was a hater before, but I'm still giving it a little bit of a side eye because I'm like, how can we really sustain a 20-minute match with this? I'm waiting for him to like Hulk out, you know? But it's entertaining because Joey's trying to get his offense in. Joey's trying to make him fight his match, and Orange Cassidy is just not having it. The hands are still in the pockets, and he looks like he could care less. Until the package was right next door. So, I mean, that was pretty good.
Absolutely. So what you saw this last sequence here has become a mainstay in the Orange Cassidy offense. So
really?
This is probably within the first 5 minutes of the match, you will always get the sequence.
Really?
And it's a very good thing because there's always a little bit of change, but like now we kind of expect this as part of him, performing.
I guess he did do that, something very similar at Bar, huh?
Yeah, there's variations of it. This is about 6 months ago. Janela references in here, Orange Cassidy just got hot. So we're talking about this time last year was really when he caught fire. And people are like, oh my God, this guy's an amazing wrestler.
Why do you think he caught fire last year? Like, what do you think
Because it's different. Because there's an immense amount of storytelling. And I think you're finally starting to get it. Especially you explain the fact that you have to be there to see it. It's like when people try to explain Memphis wrestling in the 70s and the 60s where if you weren't there for the weekly stuff or you didn't see it all the time, you kind of didn't understand what was going on. But now, as you've seen it live, and now you see it on tape and in other matches, you kind of go, I get it. I kind of get the story. I get the amount of storytelling and the amount of work that's involved in making it look so nonchalant.
Yeah, no, I guess you can definitely.
You have to be so good at it that you can make it look not good or effortless.
And then, first of all, coming from an old fat guy who was not always an old fat guy, doing a kip up is not easy, all right? Just with your hands, it's not easy. To do it no-handed is even harder. To do it no-handed with your hands in your pockets, that's like triple difficulty. So much respect for the athleticism of Mr. Freshly Squeezed himself. And I mean, I'm going to keep stopping it and talking trash because I'm enjoying it. I'm impressed. But so far, so good. We're off to fandom so far. I think I would say I was almost a fan before, but now I'm getting it. I'm understanding it. It's kind of like what you said. In fact, today we talked about this at church. Like, if you haven't done something, you can't really relate. My boy Shane, who was preaching, he's talking about riding a motorcycle.
Sure.
And he's like, if you've never ridden a motorcycle, you can't understand.
And I have my motorcycles license. I don't own one anymore, but absolutely, you understand why it's so liberating.
Yeah.
Being on two wheels.
Yes.
A motor,
yes,
a frame, and that's it. And then a clutch and a brake, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about the most minimal amount of engineering involved, but it's so liberating.
And then, if you're watching a movie or a TV show and the guy goes for a long ride on his bike, somebody who's never been on a bike before can't understand why that's relaxing or why that clears your head or why that makes you feel good. But if you have, like we have and like Shane has, then you can understand what that's about. And so if you've been to a wrestling match where you saw Orange Cassidy live or Joey Ryan live, you can understand how it feels. And that might not help the people at home who've never experienced it, but you can understand how it feels to be in there. You're talking about wanting something to happen, like aching for something to happen, It's hard to explain. So, America, if you don't know what the heck we're talking about, you better find the ticket, the nearest Joey Ryan show or Orange Cassidy show and take your butt to see it because it is that entertaining and it's that fun. So, watching this, I'm remembering what it felt like to be at Bar and how much I wanted certain things to happen. I sound like a pervert, right? I wanted things to happen. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so the laughs keep on coming, but the action continues. Mr. Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed, just went out of the ring and tell the people what he did, Pete.
He went hardcore.
Hardcore!
He pulled out a T12 light tube. By the way, it needs to be a T12 because they will only explode at their T12.
Really?
All the other ones don't get them.
All you backyard wrestling fans should not wrestle in the backyard. You should be safe. Yes. However, if you are going to put on a show and you need a light bulb,
T12 light bulb.
T12 for the win. All right, so he went hardcore. He pulls out the T12 light bulb. He goes to work on Joey Ryan's chest, and I don't.
That's exactly the point. This is the whole point of the match.
Now he got pissed. He got hooked out. He was like, oh, here it comes. And he rolls out of the ring, and I'm like, oh, he's going to get the orange juice. Because I heard from someone else that the orange juice gives him power. And I'm like, oh, it's going down. But instead he comes back with a light tube, and he's going to shatter it all over Joey Ryan's chest. However, it did not shatter.
In true Orange Cassidy fashion, it did not explode.
It did not explode. However, he is pumped. He got a mean.
He is hooked up at this point.
Tiger Woods fist pump and everything. Like, he is not messing around. That light tube, he just brutalized him. The crowd went crazy. We heard some chants of, holy you know what, some hard chops, some crazy roundhouse kicks. And but Joey's still there.
He's still hanging in there, barely.
Barely, yes. I guess his life meter went down just a smidge, And now Now that he's angry and he's pumped up and he's excited, I can't wait to see what happens next.
I think we're getting close to the end.
Oh, really? Okay, well, let's see what happens. Cool. America, it feels like the end is near. We've got a lollipop in hand, and we've got orange juice in hand on the other side of the ring. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't know. Are these foreign objects? Like, what do we call it?
Well, Joey's trying to set up for the walk-off, and Orange Cassidy's obviously trying to level up, or he's trying to get the power level 9,000.
Now, hold on a second. Is that what he calls it, as the walk-off?
He calls it the walk. He's an Angels fan.
Really?
Absolutely. So he calls it the walk-off. So essentially you deliver that, and it's lights out.
And it's lights out. Cool. So now we have Blow Pop versus OJ. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm excited, though. The crowd's losing their minds. It's going hard, and I don't know what's going to happen next. But this is freaking amazing. Let's keep it going. All right, so I'm confused. I'm not sure exactly what happened. He had the juice. He had the blow pop. He misses with the blow pop. Orange Cassidy drinks the orange juice. Explain to me what you just kind of recapped, but make sure America understands as well, because I didn't know what was happening.
Absolutely. So in the sequence, we see Joey missing with the blow pop, going in Odie's mouth. Odie's now disabled by the blow pop. Orange Cassidy drops to one knee, mists the orange juice into Joey's crotch, nullifying the dong power.
The powers of the dong. Yes, I can't believe I just said that.
Absolutely. Okay. And then that's when you see Orange Cassidy sneak up, get the low blow, and then put him over. And that pinning combination is called the mousetrap.
The mousetrap.
And so that's always a good tell that Orange Cassidy's probably going to win because no one beats the mousetrap.
Oh, okay. Very cool. But that's interesting that he... First of all, the powers of the orange juice.
Well, that just shows you. It's like a Hadouken.
This is so ridiculous, but I'm smiling and I'm enjoying it. This is so crazy. So the powers of the juice nullify the powers of the dong. Say that 3 times and wonder where you're at, right? The powers of the orange juice nullify the powers of the dong, followed by a China-esque low blow, which is probably the most insulting, most painful way to beat Joey Ryan, since his life's work, his life's focus is his dong. And then he rolls him up in a really cool combination called the mousetrap for the 1, the 2, and the 3. So that was crazy. Is there anything that happens after the match? Because I stopped it because I wasn't sure what was going on.
No, not really. This is the end of the match. Orange Cassidy wins and just kind of rolls off into like, hey, I won. Cool.
That's so
not
crazy.
That it matters, but cool.
Oh my goodness, dude. I can't explain why this is awesome, but it is. It's just so weird for me because I've always wanted hard-hitting, crazy, butt-kicking wrestling, and this is just as entertaining. Like, I enjoyed this. Pete, you made me a fan.
I tried.
This is insane to me, though. Like, it logically goes against everything I know and believe.
It should, but then all of a sudden you go, you know what? You understand how much goes into it, and it's just there's that much appreciation.
And then, like we said earlier, I identify with the crowd. I know what it's like to be in the room and to feel that energy. I mean, even just when he finally touches the dong and Joey gives him the dong flip. I don't know.
The plex.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? The dong plex?
The dong plex.
Dong plex. I just said dong plex. I said the walk-off. I said the juice nullified the power of the dong. Things I never thought I would say in my life, America. You're hearing me say it tonight. However, that was entertaining as hell, dude.
Absolutely.
I'd watch that 10
that's the whole
times.
point. Absolutely. And then there will be another one I'll send for homework, but there's a time when Joey Janela dresses up just like Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
And wrestles Orange Cassidy.
Oh, really? That sounds legit. Okay, I'm going to check that out.
That's on IndieWrestling.tv. You can go to ICW New York. Where's the beef?
Really? All right. He knows everything. The Encyclopedia never fails. All right. So, Pete.
Yes.
What do we do with Orange Cassidy going into AEW? How do you think they're going to use him?
So he's currently he's with the best friends, Chuck and Trent.
All right.
And if people know that Chuck actually trained Orange Cassidy.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So there's a link to that, and I think that this is going to be that really weird buddy cop comedy kind of like, here's the guy that's so too cool, he's not interested in anything the best friends do. And it'll just lead to interesting and probably fun angles, I think.
Will Orange Cassidy ever hold a title?
He held the Independent Wrestling TV Championship for a very long time.
Okay.
He is a great wrestler.
I think in AEW.
In AEW, I don't know. I maybe they'll have some kind of secondary title, like a cruiserweight or a light heavyweight title. I could see that, probably not right away.
Yeah.
Maybe that's kind of an evolution because people are going to start to rewind to where we are a year ago and just learn about him. So they have a whole year to kind of get to where we are now.
Very true. So they can watch this video and say, damn, Pete, you put me up on game. I understand what's happening. And they'll find the Jag and say, Jag, I felt like you until I watched it, until I saw it in person. Awesome. And now I'm a believer. So hopefully, if you did not like Orange Cassidy before this video, first of all, take your butt to IWTV.live. watch this match because it's entertaining as hell. And then stay tuned next freaking week. It's finally happening for AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite. You will probably see Mr. Freshly Squeezed on there doing something kind of like this, kicking butt and making new fans.
Awesome. I'm super excited for the Wednesday Night Wars. I was there 25 years ago,
Yeah.
flipping between USA and TNT.
Oh, of course,
And
dude.
it's back again
Yeah.
on Wednesday nights now. So good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It should be entertaining. I mean, speaking of Wednesday nights, it's a little off topic, but how do you feel about the direction that NXT is going right now?
I like it. I like what they're doing in NXT right now. I like the titles all on Undisputed Era.
It's crazy, wasn't it?
But I'm a big Adam Cole fan.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly fan.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of their PWG stuff, saw a lot of their Ring of Honor stuff.
All right.
Knew that they were studs going into NXT.
What do you think is going to happen to Velveteen now that he dropped the belt?
I mean, there's totally room for him to go to SmackDown. I'm not going to say that he's not ready. You know,
How did you feel about
so
Leo
good.
Rush coming back?
I love Leo Rush.
Yeah.
Friends
He's
with him.
entertaining
Yeah,
as hell.
know him. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude. I'm super happy for him. I think I hope that's where Kevin Owens lands. I hope some of these other people that are not interested in traveling the roads as much,
Oh,
that live
good call.
that live somewhere in the Florida area, that can
Very
go
true.
and spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the Performance Center teaching other people, working out, staying in
good
shape.
call.
Remember, all these people can do all that stuff, or they can also travel on the weekend stuff
Quite true.
with the NXT stuff around the country.
Now hold on, because I heard a rumor that one of my favorite WWE superstars, wrestlers, is Cesaro. They said Cesaro might go to NXT.
I think
because
that's
there's
great.
more emphasis on wrestling, less on mic skills, which I don't think he's terrible on the mic, but of course he's got the accent, whatever.
Yeah, no, but if you've watched his Ring of Honor stuff, if you've seen any of his stuff ever, I mean, before being in WWE, he's amazing.
He's the man, yeah.
He's so good. He has so many great matches, and again, where you can focus on work rate
Yes.
on a show like NXT
Yes.
versus having to do silly, crazy stuff. I love what he did with Sheamus. I think him and Sheamus together made each other way better
Oh,
than
no,
they
I
already were.
agree.
They leveled each other up, but yeah, there's just not room for it
It
right
got
now.
a
on
little
WWE.
tedious after a while.
There's not room for it on WWE
Yeah.
TV.
But, and I don't know because I've just started watching NXT, Adam Cole is a great champion in my opinion.
Absolutely.
He's a strong champion. So how are we going to dethrone him? I don't freaking know. But if you bring in somebody like Cesaro that has credibility, Kevin Owens that has credibility,
Absolutely.
now he's got instant feuds and an instant believable challenge that I think could give the WWE the edge over AEW in the Wednesday Night Wars. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how
Absolutely,
I feel.
I'd love to see Mount Rushmore implode. You don't even know about Mount Rushmore.
I don't.
That was Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens at the time,
Yeah.
Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks. Obviously, the Young Bucks aren't going to be
Oh.
showing up for Mount Rushmore, but you could definitely see some fallout from Mount Rushmore, and you could see Adam Cole and Kevin Owens.
All right. So, you have just watched Orange Cassidy versus Joey Ryan with the Encyclopedia dropping gems, putting the Jag up on game, giving you all kinds of insight matches to go find on your own so you can be a junior encyclopedia. You got the Jag over here, former hater, now lover of Orange Cassidy and Joey Ryan. And I guess, next week we're going to Bar?
Yeah.
Maybe it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2
On the
weeks.
8th.
All right. So our next live event is going to be Bar Wrestling October 9th. You got it, dude. At the Bootleg, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Rock and Roll Express.
It's going to be so good. I am
Brian
so
Cage.
excited to see Punky and Hoot.
Yeah.
I've never seen Rock and Roll live.
I haven't either. But Tessa
so good.
Blanchard.
So good. Dog, I'll be there.
A lot of people showing up. So that's going to be exciting. Stay tuned for that. We're, of course, going to keep talking about matches. We're going to keep watching matches, trying to expose the Jag to life outside the WWE and see if Pete can make me a fan. So if you watch this all the way to the end, number one, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Number two, please subscribe. Click the subscribe button and cyberbully that like button. Make sure everybody knows what's happening, how it's going down. Follow us at MakeMeAFan316 on Instagram, at MakeMeAFan316 on Twitter, at MakeMeAFan316 on Facebook. We're going to keep making awesome videos like this. We're going to keep going to live events. He's going to keep taking awesome pictures, and we're going to keep talking about cool wrestling. So, anything
excited.
to add? Tell the people one more thing before we go home. Anything?
No, I'm super excited. I'm ready to do next week's episode already.
Score.
Let's get to Wednesday.
Hell yeah. See you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Later.